So the piece I want to read just before we go into meditation, which I'll lead, is it's from Sharon Salzberg's book, A Heart as Wide as the World, which I think is based on a Tibetan text of the same name. And it's about some experiences she had in meditation reviews, actually, with U Pandita, the Burmese teacher I talked about, who said any thought can arise in any mind at any time. So I'll read that and then just give a couple of minutes and then start the meditation. Once, when I was sitting with U Pandita, I began to notice a recurring pattern in our interviews. Whenever I told him about a meditation experience that I thought was wonderful and impressive, his response was, "Did you note it?" In his tradition of practice, noting refers to placing a mental label on each experience so as to know it more directly. But I would sit there and think, what does he mean? Did you note it? It was glorious. How could I have just noted it like everything else? Other times I went to see him with doleful accounts of painful meditation experiences. He looked at me and said each time, "Did you note it?" I would think, what do you mean, did you note it? It was awful. Can't he understand that? It took a while for me to appreciate the simplicity and importance of his approach. He was asking me if I had been aware of each experience, with spaciousness and clarity of mind. He was far less concerned with what was happening than with the quality of awareness I was bringing to it. What we want in practice is to understand the nature of our lives, and this does not demand a particular experience, but a quality of awareness that excludes nothing. Receptive Metta meditation. Settling into practice in the way that we've been doing all week. Receptive to what's already happening, what's already there. Receptive to how you are. You might notice pleasant or unpleasant feelings. Pleasant or unpleasant sensations in the body. We're seeing if it's possible to access an acceptance of what's happening as an aspect of metta. And you might do this through noticing any warmth, friendliness, feelings of kindness and openness that are already there in your experience. We don't usually start from nothing with loving kindness. We have our previous practice to rest on. A legacy of kindness and goodwill from actions stretching back to very early in our lives. An accumulation of the conditions for metta to flower, to flourish in this moment. Even with quite difficult experiences, physical or mental pain. The awareness of those experiences can have the flavor of acceptance and allowing. And notice and appreciate these moments. This sense of friendliness, acceptance of yourself. And each time you notice those moments, awareness is like blowing on embers of a fire. It helps it grow. In the second stage of the practice, is keeping in touch with that moment by moment kindly awareness. And allow other friendly beings to arise in the mind. Beings where there's a natural response of goodwill. So don't worry if it's more than one person, or that the person comes and goes and somebody else arises. Notice the images, the feelings. The responses that naturally arise, and not looking for more than that. So you may find that the simple fact of your awareness may allow those feelings to flourish. Notice any moments of appreciation of this person or people, friends. And you might find quite unbidden that their positive qualities come into your mind. A memory of their humor, their kindness, their steadfastness. Keeping in touch with an awareness of feeling, awareness touched with the flavor of loving kindness. Let kindliness be carried upon the breath of awareness. And the third stage, just noting in your experience any sense of neutrality, whether you experience that as unpleasant or pleasant. Pleasant neutrality may be in the form of calm, peacefulness, quiet mind. Unpleasant neutral feeling might be experienced as boredom, restlessness, sleepiness. Bringing a little bit of curiosity in with the acceptance of what's happening. Recognizing that neutrality within yourself and in how you may at times relate to others. A lack of interest. What does that feel like? What does it feel like from the standpoint of kindly, spacious awareness? When the mind is receptive, it's able to allow different responses. Allow them to be known without judgment. And right view enables them to not be taken personally. Even awareness, not personal. Simply awareness, being aware. Acceptance, accepting what's happening. In the fourth stage, it's reconnecting in the present moment with whatever's happening. And if it's helpful, just temporarily broadening out, perhaps hearing sounds around, feeling your weight on the cushion or whatever it is that you're seated on, lying on. Receptive and open to what's happening. And then perhaps allowing an image or a thought of someone that may well give rise to unpleasant feelings. I'm looking to see if it's possible to stay with the feeling, noticing any images or thoughts, but seeing if staying with the feeling with some degree of acceptance, lack of judgment, see if that allows you to not run off into a full-blown story. Whatever the unpleasant feeling is, it's happening within you. You're looking for a quality of awareness that's able to observe, to notice kindliness and spaciousness. Simply unpleasant feeling. Let the awareness be very light and open, broad, to stay with unpleasant feeling or images, and appreciate the mind that's able to do that. Not trying to generate anything or to make anything go away. Allowing awareness and the kindness implicit within it to do their work. in the fifth and final stage. Again, reconnecting with the present moment. Thoughts and feelings, sensations in the body. And you might find that some of the feelings or images around from the different stages come together. If they don't, that's fine. Staying with what's present. And just slightly leaning into or giving weight to the moments of kindly awareness, spacious metaphor is open, and let those moments take in our mind's eye some of the faces that we've been looking at over Zoom the last few days. Expanding into our online community, practicing together. Noticing other images, other memories, recent interactions at home, family, pets. Just noticing the effect on the heart and mind when they come into our mind. But very naturally, as far as it will, just allowing an expansion into other realms of your life and experience. Keeping in touch with that quality of awareness that accepts, is interested in. It's open, grounded, and friendly.